Oh, I'm kicking. I'm not like fully cooking with heat today. I'm kind of cooking a cold thing today because it's cold outside. So I'm cooking cold things. Really, I should be doing soup because it's soup weather now, right? Oh man, so many things in my life are so different than they ever were. Oh. Okay, so I'm making a dip today because dips are great. I mean, you got chips. You don't want to eat them just chippy like that. You want to put them in the thing to make them dippy. So I'm doing a chippy dippy here. And it's a Mediterranean inspired one. So you guys will be so excited. First here, I got the hummus. Because it's not Mediterranean dish without the hummus on it. So I'm just going to take this and put the whole thing right in the bowl. This is like a real recipe show today because I'm doing everything live and in person right here. All right. So here I got the whole bunch of hummus there. This basil straight from the garden right outside my window right there. I got a little container garden. I got some basils in there. I'm ripping up the basil. Remember, I always want to rip up your basil, not cut it up, because then you get two double bonus things. First, you get more like your regular weird pieces of basil, which is awesome. Second thing, your hands will smell like basil for the rest of the night, and that's great. That's probably enough basil. Then from my garden right here, I'm gonna grab me some oreganos. If you just pull right down the thing there, they just come right off. It's so cool. You know, with the little stemmy part, you don't really want to eat that. I mean, you could, it doesn't like hurt you. So I got the basils in there, I got the oreganos in there. Now, I'm gonna put this over to the side, a little more space. I went and bought a cucumber. You're like, what am I gonna do with a cucumber? Let me show you. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. And cut it. Oy. Look at that. See that? See my thing? I'm like one of those guys on TV. Cutting stuff up here. Put it all in here. That could probably be smaller pieces, but whatever, you know. Knives are so fun to play with. Don't try this at home, kids. Here, cut your hand off. That's when I want this too thick there. Oh boy, it's so good. I forgot one. Watch, I'm not even looking. Didn't even cut myself. You guys are impressed, I know you are. I'm putting some cucumbers in there. Now this is magical. Last year, I planted tomatoes outside the window in a container. I got like a million potatoes, but I got a million tomatoes in there. And they didn't make any tomatoes though. They just got all green. This year, I planted a different kind of tomato bush right outside of there in my patio. Again, I got a million tomatoes. I had one turn red. I was gonna go pick it in the morning. I came outside and it was gone! I'm very emotional about this. I don't know if it was stolen by a neighbor or if it was stolen by like a squirrel or a raccoon or even a rat. I don't know. But it's gone. It just disappeared. Then, the other day I was out there and I saw my bush is like crazy. It's like a giant tomato plant. And I saw right in the middle, where you can't really see, there was one turning red in there. And I kept it a secret. And then I went out there the other day, boom, there it is, red one. Now I still have like 100 tomatoes in my tomato bush right outside the window there. I'm just hoping that the weather stays warm enough that a couple of them, a couple dozen maybe, will turn red. And then I'll make some fresh spaghetti gravy right from the tomato source. And people are gonna freak out. But right now, look how good that looks. Oh, this is so exciting. It's so exciting. I'm like a farmer now. I'm like farmer chef here. It's very exciting. I mean, when you see the professional chefs on TV, they grow their own stuff a lot of times, you know, because they want to really control the product in a perfect way. So good. Everybody's gonna be jealous when they see this. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, I want some of that fresh tomatoes." You can't have it. It's only have right here. No, I got in here. I got the tomatoes that I grew. I got the fresh oregano that I grow. I got the basil that I grow. I got a cucumber I bought the Jules, and I got some hummus that I bought the Jules. Now I'm gonna add on top of that some crumbly shredded cheese. Look at that. Just dumping it right on there. Remember, there's a couple important rules that apply to all cooking. Number 1, you can never have too much butter. Number 2, you can never have too much chocolate. Number 3, you can never have too much cheese. Today it's cheese. I'm gonna mix it up, because why not, right? Mixing, 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 mixing. It's too bad it's not smell-o-vision, guys. Now I bought some pita chips. I think pita chips are the best for dipping because they're super hard. Sometimes you get like some, I don't know, something at the Jewels. You get some bag of chips and they're so thin they break every time you use them. Now with pita chips. I usually buy the Stacy's pita chips because my sister's name is Stacy, and I feel like kind of cool. It's like she owns the pita chip company. I mean, she doesn't really, but kind of feels like she does because they're called Stacy's and her name is Stacy. So it's like, oh, it's my sister's pita chips. But the Stacy's pita chips, man, they're like $8 a bag or something like that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But I saw these, and they're cheaper, so I bought them. So now I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna dip it in my dip. That is a slice of dipping heaven. See you next week.